Yo, what's good guys? It's your boy Limited Talks here, and today we're talking about Disney and the hypocrisy that Disney brings about the whole Pride Month movement and BLM movement. Why we're talking about this article going over that Gravity Falls creator Alex Herx slams Disney over Pride Month hypocrisy. Now we all know that Disney has been like this. Disney does not care about the message that it preaches. Like, I'm gonna be honest, like, Disney does not care about the Pride Month movement. What they care about is the promotion that it does bring them. Because why would I mean, they could promote anything. They will showing all these characters, and then those characters are, oh, they're celebrating Pride. But do they care about it? Oh, well, of course they don't. Why should Disney care about something like that that's so meaningless to them? This Pride Month movement does not matter to Disney at all. They could care less. Now, I understand, like, a lot of people are like, well, I mean, at least they show it, but it's just like they change the backgrounds. But again, that background is for promotion or promotion only. There is legit no way in hell that Disney actually cares about the message that they preach. Because if they did, they wouldn't push John Boyega and push him off to the side because of China. If you remember, like, a bunch of, like, the promotions in China for, I think, what was it? No, it wasn't The Last Jedi. No, I think it was The Last Jedi. It was The Last Jedi, The Force Awakens, where, like, the cover, like, the promotion shows, like, in the US, John Boyega is, like, a lot bigger, and he's, like, a lot more off to the side. He's, like, more to the side, versus China, where he's more shrunk down to a more minuscule position, where he's like, oh, he's not even, you can't really see him. Same thing with Black Panther, same thing with a bunch of these other black characters. Of course, Disney doesn't care about the message that they preach. They do it for over here in the United States, but in China, they could care less. Well, anyway, we're going to an article by Pirates and Princesses, and we're going to look over here at this article. The creator of the cult classic Disney Channel animated series Gravity Falls has a harsh words for Disney on Twitter today. Cartoonist Alex Herx blasted Disney over what he believes to be hypocrisy when it comes to the LGBTQ+ representation. In a June 2nd tweet, Herx said, Disney privately, cut the gay scene. We might lose precious pennies from Russia and China. Disney publicly, honk honk, we put rainbow bumper stickers on a Lightning McQueen today. Consumer product teens. Like, we all know the fact Disney privately, properly, mind you, would silence anything to say, like, we do not want you to do anything about this gay scene. Because again, like, what doesn't make any sense? Like, that Disney publicly does not do the same thing that Disney privately does. Because if they cared so much about it, they would have not cut out a lot of these scenes. Like, there's a lot of scenes probably by Disney they probably cut because it's like a gay scene, it's some type of scene about, you know, to help, like, black people or whatever. But, like, they don't practice the message that they preach, because if they did, they would show a lot more appreciation to a lot of people. But they don't. What they do like to do is push people to the forefront. Like they say, like, oh, we're gonna have, like, this shield in front of us, so that way people can't do anything bad about us. So that way people on the front lines can say, oh, you can't do that, Disney's doing a good thing. But we all know that Disney doesn't care. That's what we realize, that Disney does not care about what practices that they preach. We all know that. In a follow-up tweet, Harsh will go on to say to any creative at Disney TV, feature, publishing, or streaming, please mercilessly spam your executives with, there's room for everyone under the rainbow. Next time, they'll tell you to please review your LGBTQ+ characters for not being Disney appropriate. Again, this is the whole, like, you know, Disney, like, the whole Disney, like, oh, there's room for everyone under the rainbow, happy Pride Month. Like, okay, sure. But, like, what the problem I have with this is, it's like that Disney does not seem to realize the fact that they don't even understand that this is not what people want. What they don't understand is Disney doesn't even understand that they are going to receive so much backlash for this, because we all know the fact that they do not care. We all know the fact that Disney does not care about what the heck they say, because we all know the fact that they just don't. Because if they did, they would have not pushed John Boyega off to the side so heavily when it comes to Star Wars. We all know that. Because John Boyega, in my opinion, was a great actor. I know a lot of people might say like, oh, he wasn't that good or whatever, but again, he was a prominent character. Like again, he gave me the first, no, obviously not say the first one because there was Mace Windu, but I said that he was the second major black character, like one of, I would say a main character. Let me say that he would have been the first main black character to wield a lightsaber. Now Mace Windu, he's a black character, but he wasn't like a main, kind of like a main character. He was like a side character. But you get my point. He was the first main black character to wield a lightsaber, but yet the fact that he kind of got pushed off to the side for Rey and what was his name? Adam Driver's what the fuck was his name? Kylo Ren. That's what it is. Yeah, Kylo Ren. Alex Hurst seems to be speaking from experience, as he's gone on record as saying that Disney forbid him from including an explicitly gay romance in Gravity Falls, likely in reference to Sheriff Blubbs and Deputy Durlin. Despite the mandate from the mouse, the sheriff and deputy shared a few thinly vague gay moments throughout the series run, which this is, this is a video. I'll leave it in the description down below so you guys can go and watch it. Since Gravity Falls rap production, I mean, I could kind of tell there was some type of relationship between those two characters. There was something. There was something about those two characters that you could probably say, yeah, they probably were gay. I mean, I can only go right by when we watch the series, but I'm pretty sure there was some moments in there that you can tell. Since Gravity Falls rap production, Disney has featured openly LGBTQ characters in both Star Wars vs. Forces of Evil and The Owl House. Remember, this is after Gravity Falls. So I'm pretty sure they did not want it happening. When was Gravity Falls come out? Like 2013, 2014, I'm pretty sure. So that means that after the fact of Gravity Falls and and the production, they said, oh yeah, you can totally allow it to happen. There's something had to change in Disney for them to immediately say, oh yeah, you can't do it now, but after you get done with it, everyone else can do it. So why? When pressed by other Twitter users, Hurst said that Disney was operating from a place of fear, and they made some recent business choices that heavily walked back much of that progress. A user asked Hurst, who did they have to fear? They own almost everything. To which Hurst replied, losing a single ruble. A few days ago, it was reported that Russia was warning Disney not to distribute its Pixar short Out, as Russian communications regulator Roskomnadzor said it was harmful to the country's children. Hurst also nicknamed China, a country that Disney has stripped over its oversized yellow shoes into court in recent years. China, too, disapproves of same-sex relationships in movies and television. Pretty much it's outside everything but pretty much of the United States. Think about it. Why do you think that certain, like Disney will bend over backwards for China to get their movies there? Because they know how big the Chinese market is. Because again, they need that Chinese dollar. That Chinese dollar is expensive. That Chinese dollar is extensive. And the fact is, they need that Chinese dollar. So think about this. By pretty much saying that China does not like same-sex relationships, Russia does say like, oh, you can't produce out because it's harmful. Again, if I'm Disney, I'm saying like, oh, I'm not listening in your country. Like, I'm just saying like, okay, I'm not listening in your country. I'll just release it to somebody place else. But again, they need that money. That's all they care about, is the fact of the money and the promotion. Because if they cared so much about the preaching, they would have said, you know what? No, fuck you. We're releasing out in your country, and you can just cancel it wherever you want. We can do that. But again, they don't want that. They don't want to lose the influence that they have in these countries. And that's true based on what the article is saying. The scathing criticism of Disney handling of LGBTQ plus representation comes as the company unveils a massive amount of Pride Month membership. Yeah, remember, Disney loves to put out that membership, but that merchandise. That merchandise. Think about that. If you care about Pride Month so much, you would not put out so much merchandise. Doesn't make any sense. But you know what it is for? It's for that dollar. They want to have that. They want to have that Benjamin. Right now, it'd be a lot more than that. They want that like $100 plus bill. They want that. They want your credit card information. That's what they want. They want that. They want that important information because guess what? They need that money because guess what? They're running a little low on cash because they bought $73 billion Fox. I mean, sheesh. Of course, this is hardly the first time Disney has been accused of hypocrisy when it comes to covered virtue signaling. Star Wars actor John Boyega slammed Disney for the shoddy treatment of Finn in the Star Wars sequel trilogy, despite the company openly supporting Black Lives Matter. Again, they don't care about what they preach, they care about the amount of press that they get and how much money they can possibly get off of that. That's all that matters to them. It's realized that the sidelining of Boyega's character after the first film can also be traced back to Disney's coin Chinese audiences. And I will actually look up at that picture of John Boyega's United States versus the U.S. Chinese thing. We're gonna look at this in an article. Disney faces immense backlash to tweet about Pride Month, which I'm not surprised because Disney does not care. Disney doesn't care about half the things that they preach. They just don't. They will put out something, expect this for so many people to be like, oh, good stuff, Disney. We all love you. Disney, we love you. And it's like, no, man, this is not. I'll be like, nah, Disney, this is messed up. We all know that you don't care. After not posting anything on Memorial Day, Disney's official Twitter account made a tweet recognizing the start of Pride Month. While this tweet garnered 32,000 likes, the leading comments told a very different tale. We seriously doubt that this is what the Walt Disney Company will hope for response to the communications, which this is the original tweet that they put. They put out, but this is what they want to see. But they want people to look at. They want people to look at this. It's like, oh yeah, good stuff, Disney. We like that. We like that, Disney. Here are some of the top replies, each with many thousand likes. Every company during Pride Month. I said we gate. Yes, that's every company does that though. Like even when Nickelodeon did that whole thing of like where like they showed like a bunch of gay characters and like SpongeBob was up there and like sometimes gay like and I was like, oh yeah, he is. He totally is gay. It makes sense. Turns June 1st, large companies. You know, I'm somewhat of a homosexual myself. Oh man, I freaking love these sheets because again, it's so true because everybody knows that the Disney is like every large company will just turn that little knob a little bit, say, oh yeah, we're gay, we're homosexual. It's just great. Disney next month. See you in hell, Foots. Oh yeah, they're not gonna. Oh yeah, they're gonna freaking delete all that. They're not gonna care. You guys own Fox, but I subjectively shut down the studio, making a high quality gay oriented film and consistently censor LGBTQ moments for other countries, of which such content is already incredibly scarce on the mainstream. Who do you think you're fooling exactly? I mean, like, let's be honest. I mean, let's be honest. Like when they bought Fox, you can tell that this was like, again, like a bunch of these characters for whatever reason. Like, it's kind of weird because like a lot of people kind of like talking about like every single character ever probably had a relationship with a guy or a girl. Every single character that they have ever owned probably had some type of relationship with a guy or a girl in a comic book or like something. But again, like you're not fooling anyone by saying like, oh yeah, you know, we stand under the rainbow for Pride Month. Like, let's be honest, we all know for a fact that you don't. We all know for a fact that you do not care. As long as like you can make that little money off of that merchandise. Disney must be rubbing their hands right now saying like, oh yeah, we're making some of that money, let's go. We proudly support the LGBT community whenever profitable and convenient. Exactly, that's what they are. It's whenever it's profitable and convenient. They don't do this thing. They only do it for that 1 month and it's completely gone for the rest of the year. It's like, oh, Pride Month? Oh, well, no, we don't worry about that. Don't worry about it. It's very embarrassing that you keep trying to pretend you support LGBTQ plus folks when you're obviously unwilling to risk even a single dollar of money to represent us. Like, let's be honest, they don't. Again, we're gonna be honest. Like, Disney does not want to spend a single dollar. They need to make money, not spend it about these communities. They may care, but let's be honest, they really don't. I really have to scroll through at least 100 tweets to find the first positive comment for Disney. Feel free to read through them and find them yourself. It's a time-saving task. What's for Disney? Others knows that the official Twitter accounts for Disney in languages where LGBT issues are not as freely discussed completely skip any references to June. So the Russian Disney official Twitter account skipped it completely. Disney's Singapore Twitter account likewise has no mention of anything pride related, not even a little rainbow flag emote. Walt Disney's India Twitter account also has no LGBT comment. Again, these are companies where like these LGBTQ plus issues are not discussed like at all. Most of them don't even discuss these at all, because you know why? they don't support it. And Disney's like, oh well, as long as we got some over here, then we're good, right? No, if it's for the Walt Disney of the United States, it should be Walt Disney for every other country that you have. You know, Singapore, Russia, India, China. But no, they don't want to do that because they're scared of making they're losing that outside of the United States dollar. They lose that Chinese dollar. They lose that Indian dollar. They lose that Russian dollar. Or the movies. I don't know. I forgot what they call it. They're like something about that. When it's needless to say, if his Disney is only promoting LGBTQ issues in locations where there is minimal backlash, which is then resulting in backlash. As we cover here on Pirates and Princesses, Alex Hurst has always slammed, which I saw the other article, the Walt Disney Company for the hypocrisy he perceived. After having missed their last Disney Plus subscriber goal by many millions and watching as original Disney content garners less and less interest, Disney will need to reverse its public relations issue. How will do so while devoting its interest in China, India, Russia, the Middle East, and everywhere else is very hard to say, but the future growth of Disney Plus globally demands that they find a way to thread that needle. I mean, the thing about Disney is like that Disney is not going to change what they're going to do, because again, they have to kind of keep everyone happy, which means they got to keep, you know, China happy, India, Russia, the Middle East. Remember, Disney tried to do that with Mulan, and it bombed horribly because they tried to please the Chinese party, which it did not do. Because again, Chinese moviegoers want to watch an American movie. They don't care if an American company makes a Chinese film. Just because you do that does not mean it's good. It means again, they don't want that. That's the problem that they have, is they don't seem to understand that's not what we want. We want to see a movie that is good for everyone, not just good for a selection of people, but for people who want to actually watch the film. They want to say like, this film is something I want to read, want to watch, and so on and so forth. I'm gonna go with another article showing about. I was talking about earlier how John Boyega criticized Disney for saying Black Lives Matter. This is the same article that he criticized Disney over Star Wars, saying black characters got pushed to the side. Now, again, I won't go over into the full article, but I do want to kind of talk about certain of the things. What I would say to Disney is, do not bring up a black character, market them to be more important in the franchise than they are, and then have them pushed to the side. It's not good, Boyega said. You know what they do with other people, but not when it comes to Kimberly Tran, when it comes to John Boyega. Because again, Kimberly Tran, it was such a weird thing, right? Kimberly Tran was, she got off of Instagram because of actual Star Wars fans, the people that Disney wants to bring in. But then again, like, then those Star Wars fans then blame the anti-Star Wars fans. I forgot what they were called. Like, I guess I'm a part of them because I don't like this this new generation of Star Wars because it's fucking boring. It's like, you can tell that there's a clear fine line between the new age fans and the old age fans. Even some old age fans can even say like, oh well, at least the Force Awakens wasn't that bad. But then the Last Jedi, the Rise of Skywalker, you're like, oh god, Solo, like, oof, man, it was interesting. It was interesting to actually it's an interesting experience to watch. And on Wednesday, in response to the post about his interview, I said what I said. Love you all. Seriously, your support is amazing. So yeah, it's about how these conversations and me sharing is about witch hunt. It's about clarity to an anger that can be seen as selfish, disruptive, and self-indulgent. Obviously in hopes of better change. But in short, I say what I said. Love to you all support. Seriously, your support is amazing. Guys, Walker was used to hashtag boycott Star Wars. What was that, 9? No, that's 7. My bad. Accused him of pushing a multicultural agenda and engaging in white genocide. I'm the only cast member who had their own unique experience in the franchise based on their race. Boyega said. Nobody else in the cast has had people saying that they were going to boycott the movie because they were in it. Nobody else on the uproar and death threats sent to their Instagram DMs and media saying black this and black that, and you shouldn't be a stormtrooper. Nobody else had that experience, but yet people are surprised that I'm this way. That's my frustration. Goes about it's not the biggest grossing room. with over 9 billion earned. In 2018, fellow Star Wars actor Academy Trent, who is an Asian descent, wiped her Instagram account at the point facing racist harassment after she appeared in the franchise. If you blah blah blah, and then when it gets to police, which we kind of don't know about this. Again, I'm not gonna talk about all that stuff, but again, like, you get my point. Is Disney does not care about representation. They don't care about showing what they preach, because what they like to preach is, oh yeah, Black Lives Matter, you know, Pride Month. Oh, we stand with Pride with people who are LGBTQ plus. But the fact that they don't, because if they did, they would have shown more respect to what they have done. They would put these across all the Instagram, on the Twitter accounts. They weren't against, like, some of them were backlash wouldn't be as heavy, but then there's backlash because you just don't put them against in everywhere. Because we all know that what you're doing. We all know that you're just trying to get for a quick buck and hoping for a quick promotion. But man, this is why I don't know. I love Marvel, but I just don't really like Disney's higher ups. I can tell the fact that what Disney's doing is, you can smell, it smells like corporation type of thing. It's corporate. That's what it smells like. And I don't like it. Man, Disney, do better next time. Well, I guess try to do better, I guess every time you try to do, so you try to support something. Well, that's all I guys do today. Be sure to like and subscribe down to the channel below. And as always, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.